Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular Review.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
Blue flag with all that.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes.
Shots do that. I don't want to sit too hard. That's twice. That'll probably go over about as well as Colonel W.
Because there was no Jay White side.
Okay, just straight up gangbanging.
This story has been fit. You gotta pay that attention.
So Unpopular Review does not push the CEO up, Chris. Jesus, golly. Let's start the show.
Most of you are aware that you live in a reality parallel to many versions of your universe. I've gathered you all to save your world.
That does not look good. You got that right. The threat is real. I was on one of the Earths that was swallowed by this wave.
Well, who we have here?
I come from a parallel Earth. We look down on supervillains.
What's happening?
The universe. It's all vanishing.
Most of you are aware that it's a new month, new theme, 3 movies, 3 of us. Let's start the show. First. All right, so tonight we're doing Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. As I said, there are 3 parts, but tonight Part 1, 3 of us. I can't do this alone. Let's bring in the person who understands time itself. It's the next doctor. Sir, how you doing?
I am doing excellent. Ready to dive into this timeline that DC Animated has provided us.
All right. And a man who loves all things time and chronology, and it has to be 1, 2, 3.
What an intro. What's up, gentlemen and ladies? I am the executive consultant. As you all know, we're here to talk about some DC Animated Universe. And I think, honestly, this is the first DC Animated Universe movie we reviewed in all of EPRE.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I can't think of another one we've done. Well, they do have some bangers, so maybe we should
we didn't pick them.
But we'll see what happens after all 3 of these.
We didn't pick them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have something to do, we didn't pick the bangers. I can tell you that. We didn't pick the bangers. Let me not be a liar. All right, listen, what happens in Part 1? You see, there was this guy named The Flash. He got married. He grew old, and then somebody got him. And then there was this guy named The Flash, and he got married, except he didn't. Then there was this big spaceship in the sky, and there was this dude that looked like Thanos, but it wasn't Thanos, you see? And he got everybody from all over the planet, all over these infinite Earths. Some of them you recognize, some of them you didn't. Some of them you're like, why are they here? Oh, yeah, I need somebody to put in this plug here and press this button here. What else happened? The credits. Anyway, let's go to best of worst of. As I said, I'm not alone on this one. Who wants to take it, gentlemen? What did you like about this first part?
So I'll jump in here. So, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. Pretty much kind of a Flash story. And I think that's kind of akin to one of the prequels to this. I think it was Flashpoint, where there was like a whole, the dark side just like wrecked everything. But in this one, kind of starts out with Amazo, for people that follow the animated or even the comics. I don't know if he's in the comics. I don't really read the comics. I've only done the animation. Amazo can take the powers of other super beings and then use them for their own. And he starts doing that. This is before the Justice League even really forms, and the whole story is Amazo's taking the powers, but Amazo's not doing it. At least their intentions themselves aren't malicious. Their intent is to use super powered beings to save humanity. But as one of the great villains in DC, we found out that Lex Luthor is manipulated and making him, do his kind of corrupting his programming, confusing it, made him do his bidding, and basically just something to kind of, I don't know. I don't really know why they went that route. Maybe just to have something, because the whole point was to get to the crisis. So it was like a side story. I guess it was just a way to have the Flash doing something, like some kind of fixed point for him to keep coming back to. It was a bit confusing in the beginning. Like, why is that part even there? But, I guess it just kind of was, have a starting point, something to anchor. But, really it's just a Flash going through different time periods, realizing, okay, something bad's going to happen. I don't know what it is. Something bad's going to happen, and I got to figure it out. And then we're hit with, it's the end of all existence is coming. And we've gathered you here today to try to save it. And since I watched 1 and 2 kind of back to back, I'm trying to remember where 1 ended and 2 began. But I believe they did introduce all of the heroes there. And one of my favorites from the animated series, again, I don't know if he's in the comics, pretty sure he is, The Question. I believe The Question was in the first one. And I really liked The Question. I don't know why. I just kind of latched on when I watched the animated Justice League. I think he was in Unlimited. I don't know if he was in the...
He was Unlimited.
I think it was just Unlimited. And, when they introduced The Question, I was like, man, this is a solid character. This is a funny character. This is an interesting character.
What is it? What are his superpowers?
Asking questions.
Hey,
outside the fact he has no face, I don't see what his superpower is. Like he does nothing.
He asks questions.
It's supposed to be that he can see conspiracies. He can see trails that people can't see. So that's why he can
connect the dots.
I couldn't see that, so I guess he has something over me.
Hey, that's because you're not asking the right questions.
Okay. All right.
Rashad,
Well,
I have a question. I have a question for you, Rashad.
Yes.
Why are you pretending like this first part was good?
I never said that I'm pretending that the first part was good. I'm just trying to remember what was going on, much like Barry was trying to remember.
Do you remember Jurassic Park, the first one?
Yes.
But that movie came out so long ago, Rashad. When was the last time you saw that movie?
It's been a long while since I've seen that movie.
What about Independence Day?
Oh, yeah, I remember Independence Day.
You remember Men in Black?
Oh, yeah, definitely remember that.
Oh, okay. You definitely remember that one. Okay. But this one that you just saw, you're trying to remember what happened. Executive consultant, sir, can you please pull Rashad back from the brink of insanity?
it was so nice to see Batman. It was nice to see Superman.
Which one?
Any variation of Batman is usually a good variation of Batman.
Okay.
It was nice.
That's not what you said before. That's not what you said before.
You're right. Unless it's starring Robert Pattinson. Now look, here's my thing.
This was the lone Batman.
It was Christian Bale.
Like what they were trying to do. I just wish they didn't do it so boring.
That's you.
Okay. And
it was a lot of setup. I will definitely give it that. It was
too much setup, too much Flash making lovey-dovey Iris.
You mad,
you
bro?
know, like I felt like I aged along with Barry, even though Barry was in the Speed Force. Like, oh, I know why you still put on that suit, because you look damn good with it.
What's that movie with the animals with the fox?
Now I'm finna go back
Zootopia?
there.
Yeah, Zootopia. You remember the
The
Speedy.
sloth.
the sloth in the
Oh, no, he wasn't Speedy. That was the Green Arrow
oh my
sidekick.
gosh.
That was when they told the joke.
It was,
that was that was the funniest part of Zootopia. I love that movie.
It was
just because of that
Flash.
one scene.
Actually, he was called Flash. Flash, 100-yard dash.
That's what it was.
You know
like,
what? He was more entertaining than this Flash.
Oh,
This Flash took out his ring. And let me tell you, performance issues is not the phrase for it. Right? I just didn't need to see it, right? Let's go ahead and keep. And here's a shout out to Eyelids. Let's keep putting in these plugs, right?
Yeah.
Instead of fighting this. Just for Supergirl to lose her boyfriend at the end without any reasonable explanation. They gave you the most falsified explanation ever. Oh, y'all did this, so we're no longer going to exist. I love you. I'm going to give you time because we're not going to be quick about our deaths. I'm going to have time to say this paragraph to you, give you an unreasonable explanation, and let you know I love you so you can contemplate if you want to fuck up everything else in episode Crisis 2.
I never really understood how they could let characters keep talking after they have no more body. Because the voice box, the larynx is like here, but all he had was the lips. This doesn't make the sound, people.
Well, the sound takes a long time to travel still,
Bro, that's what he had already said it. They were just now coming out. Okay.
Well, I have some thoughts. I don't know if you gentlemen mind. Do we need to take a commercial break?
No, go ahead. Commercial breaks right before we do.
Just 3 points. Just 3 points. First one. Can you imagine in the days when people used to buy physical media, and you'd be so excited? Back then you go to a Best Buy or Target, wherever you go. You know what I mean? God help you if you went back to a Blockbuster or Hollywood Video if you had money. I had money, so I went to Hollywood Video. I'm better than most people.
Oh,
and they had the Blu-ray.
I just have Blockbuster.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm better, creme de la creme. What can I say? And you're so excited. It's Friday night. You took out the trash or you washed the dishes, whatever it is your parents were telling you to do. You did it without sucking your teeth and getting caught. So they said, I'm gonna take this Negro to go get this movie. And you go get the movie. It's about $19.99. This is the days of DVD or Blu-ray when it first came out. That's $24.99. And you get home and you say, I got to see this. I've been seeing the previews. Everybody at school has been talking about this. And you pop in it, and it's an hour and a half, 90 minutes. And you sit there and you watch it, and you realize about 20 minutes in, this is what this entire movie is going to be. There's no way I'm getting mom to buy me part 2 and 3. I've wasted my money. Second thought, hey, let's take all these characters. Chris mentioned Batman. I'm so glad Batman's in. Hey, let's take all these characters that people love and recognize. Let's take them from various Earths that we've shown on the thing, not fully established which world it is, what happened, where they come from, and let's just throw them together. Yeah, because that'll make sense. People understand that. So that when there's contention between the characters, we'll understand why. I saw a Superman that looked like he was 20, and then a Superman who looked like he was 30, who was losing his eyesight. What happened? What's going on? Speaking of which, hey, Supergirl, Kryptonian is supposed to be super smart. When you turn the corner, I know this is a spoiler for part 2, and you saw a guy who looked like he was a rapist, and you said, hey, I get it. Your costume, your crazy look, you're some kind of psycho pirate. Yeah, let's stare into his eyes. Let's do that, Supergirl. Here's part 3. And this is to Chris's point. Hey, let's have Joe Biden dress up like the Flash. And let's put that fool on a treadmill and see how long he can run before he has a heart attack. People will love this. Well, I know who produced this movie, because I don't want to see Joe Biden in a baggy Flash suit. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him pull out the ring and he doesn't be able to, quickly transform in it. I don't want to see Iris and Wally West or Barry Allen love story. That's not what I asked DC for. You know what I wanted to see? Crisis on, you're writing this down? Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's all I wanted. I don't want Joe Biden. I don't want old Barry. I don't want old John Constantine that nobody seems to recognize. You're telling me there's no John Constantine on any of these other planets? I don't want older looking Wonder Woman, even though she's immortal. I don't want that. Why does she still have that accent, even though she's been living in man's world for all this time? I don't know. I don't want this animation style. I don't want that. I don't want the Bat family that I can't recognize which planet they came from, which timeline they came from, why they're all angry at each other, even though they clearly missed this one person. Why are they mad at Bruce for acting like Bruce, even in their own timeline? I don't want this person who has clearly watched all these worlds die before and is so out of it and so out of touch that he really doesn't even care about this one. And no, I don't want to watch for 90 minutes people plug in things and watch towers across these worlds that I don't give a damn about light up. There was nothing about this movie that I liked except when the credits came on and I saw, oh, Jensen Ackles as Batman, and then I pressed click, and that's it. Then somebody said, hey, let's watch part 2. And I said, oh, I hate you. Part 2. But I'll save my thoughts for part 2 in that episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, find out what we're reviewing next Tuesday as well as Thursday. Stay with us. You're watching.
Hollywood Big Shot's gonna give you what you want.
He says there's no chance.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
You know my father. Men are coming here to kill him.
Now you want to get mixed up in the family business?
I thought you weren't going to become a man like your father.
I never wanted this for you.
Freedom, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever. Don't ask me about my business, Kate.
Is it true?
Kara, your friends are in mortal peril, but there is something we can do.
What we thought was an antimatter tsunami turned out to be an ongoing storm without any predictable pattern. Wave ho.
Another universe lost.
You think he just happened to be in the neighborhood when your planet blew up?
What are you saying?
I was wrong about it all. All living things in all realities are about to die.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are what we have coming up on Unpopular Review Wrestling. Excuse me. Yeah. Unpopular Review Thursday. Unpopular Review Tuesday. You can follow us on TikTok, Unpopular Review Wrestling, even though it's a movie show. I don't know whose idea that was. Come on, guys. Let's get it together.
I don't want to create another TikTok that I don't pay attention to.
But give them $1 or something. They're slipping. What's going on? That's why people can't find it. I'm next to Roddy Piper. What's going on, Chris? Okay.
Our YouTubes are different. Unpopular Review Entertainment, Unpopular Review Wrestling.
Are you putting these clips on TikTok?
They go on both.
So UPRE Wrestling.
No.
That's what it's called. I can look it up on my phone and show you.
It's called UPRE Wrestling?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta talk to
and pinned is our video. At the top.
I'm glad you've been paying attention. I don't even think Rashad follows us on TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, cool.
Okay, but you said they finally fixed the YouTube.
YouTube's been separated for quite some time. Remember, we did that years ago.
I'm sorry, I've been doing the show for 3
years.
years. What did they fix it in the last 3 months?
YouTube, it's been Unpopular Review Entertainment for quite a while, bro. Like, really?
Quite a while is relative to what?
It's like, I don't know. I think we separated like 3 years ago.
No, we didn't. You're a damn liar. Because when you look at it, there's no order to it whatsoever. It's just clearly, Chris, you don't go on these platforms.
I'm looking at Unpopular Review Entertainment right now. Mm-hmm. In our oldest video, hold up. Cool.
Don't tell me what the oldest video is. I'm saying that it hasn't always been clearly.
It's 3 years ago, and that's when Unpopular Review Entertainment. That's when we separated everything. Our oldest video, our first one came out.
Idea was back then. Guess whose idea it was back then, and I had to fight tooth and nail.
I don't know. Don't say it was
yours. No, I know. I remember.
Pepper's farm.
Don't say it was yours and it ended up being C. You know what happened to Katrina?
What happened to C?
I said, don't say it's yours.
No, I said, what happened to C? Is she on the show?
She's on Unpopular Review Entertainment.
Is she on this show? Is my question to you.
She's not on Tuesdays, no.
Okay.
Star Wars
And that's this show. That's this show. I don't give a damn what you Negroes do on Thursday. I care about what happens on Tuesday. She ain't on this show.
What's a Thursday?
We review
Thursday, you got 2 people or alternate 3 people that sees on that show who actually watch a movie. You got a 4th who is in the background with some plants falling asleep. And that's it.
At least he's not eating ramen.
Their videos are not pinned on UPRE Wrestling.
I don't think that's right, but I'm uploading Tenet right now. I don't have time to check.
Yeah, you upload it to that wrestling show where we can see people with tassels flying around as we watch our videos.
Can we get back to the show? Because okay.
Yeah,
are you?
You're not even looking at the camera.
I'm not. I'm answering some messages.
Oh my goodness.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, those are the upcoming shows for Thursday and then Tuesday. I believe next Tuesday that we have. Of course, we have a bunch of episodes in the tank already for you, so you can always go back. I think 3 years or so on UPRE on YouTube.
Such a dick.
That one.
Chris, listen, we're on a platform that you can't use words like that. We have children watching, okay? If you're interested, you can follow us on TikTok, UPRE Wrestling. We hope we can make UPRE Entertainment TikTok pretty soon. We can find some of our clips and get that ball rolling. That would be great. But tonight we're talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, as I like to call it, Eyelids Part 1. Coming up next, we have a very special episode of Eyelids Part 2. But I'm not alone. The next doctor is with me.
God,
the executive consultant. Gentlemen, how are you doing this fine evening?
We're going back in time.
Yes.
So, are we talking about our final thoughts here on Part 1?
I hope so.
Listen, while I can definitely agree that this was not up to the standard that I have seen from pretty much every other animated movie that DC has put out, I do see their plan. They set this up as 3 parts, so they spread it out. I don't think they executed it well, but I can understand what they were trying to do. I think a better execution, at least so far, with parts 1 and 2, has been Into the Spider-Verse series with Spider-Man, Miles Morales. That one, part 1 and part 2 were great. They were pretty much self-contained, but they also, expanded into the second one. So I know that they have the capability because every other animated movie I've seen from them has been great. But this one, they definitely dropped the ball and they could have done better. But let's see if they pick up the ball and head towards the goal in part 2.
Spoilers, they don't. Chris, what are your thoughts, final, on this movie?
Had to take off the shades for this one.
Well, yeah, I do, because DC usually does not miss, right? They've made some excellent movies. I think
in animated movies they usually
don't. So made some, both, but I animated movies.
Not Wonder Woman 1984.
Not first Wonder Woman.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that. They made Batman vs Superman. They made Justice League Snyder Cut. They made Man of Steel.
The Batman.
Sometimes people miss, right? The DC animated universe has been doing this since Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Yep.
And that was a fantastic movie. It's one of my favorite movies. There's some things I did not mention when Eyelids mentioned them. There were characters all over the place, and there was no knowledge of who these people are. Unless you are a complete 100% nerd,
yes.
You have no idea. And they don't even try to let you know who it was. I saw Batman. Batman's talking to Huntress. I didn't know they weren't from the same universe until she mentioned it. And then 2 Robins were there instead of a Robin and a Nightwing. I didn't understand why Dick Grayson just couldn't be Nightwing and really make it a Bat family. You had Batman Beyond there. Nobody explained anything. Everybody just all normal. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of Earths, apparently. Infinite amount of Earths. And everybody's talking to each other like, hey, I know you. You're from Earth 212. How do you know that, mofo? How do you know I'm from Earth 212 and not 312? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It needed a little bit more explanation. I appreciate what they were trying to do. I didn't like Lex Luthor in this one. Stay tuned. I did not like Lex Luthor in this one. I didn't like his stupid plan. I didn't like the Amazo effect, only for him to come back because I'm still alive because I'm a crucial part of this Speed Force. But I'm in the Speed Force because I'm going to other dimensions or other Earths. They want to kill me. They might want. I killed all these Flashes, but of course you're faster than me. See Arrowverse, Barry Allen, because must go faster. I don't know. But did it entertain me is the question. It just didn't. And I watched it twice. I watched it first time for my own self, and I watched it again because we were doing it. And I was hoping the second time around I would like it more, and I didn't. Gets a thumbs down for me.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, I watched this movie once. Why? Because I don't like to waste my time. Once I smell shit, there's no reason to taste it. Now, the next doctor tried to employ what I call the Fahib defense. They have a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak for Catherine Kennedy, Kevin Feige, all you MCU lovers. They don't have a plan. The plan is to get you to keep spending your money. And like crackheads, you keep doing it. You're putting meth in it now, baby. Walk away. Walk away. What is the line from The Gambler? No one to roll them, no one to fold them. But you don't want to listen.
And that's why it's a crisis.
There you go. Yeah, crisis on infinite wallets. And somebody is back here like the baby, like this, like just rubbing it. Or what's a Birdman? One of them just rubbing their hands together. Listen, did I like this? Spoiler alert: I did not like it at all. I would not, could not. Okay. Had I known that, say, hey, let's watch a DC. I thought we were going to pick random ones, and somehow it got to be the Crisis on Infinite Earth, and I started that, and I'm like, what have I done? I felt worse. I felt worse than Star-Lord did when he caused everybody in the universe to die by doing exactly what his girlfriend wanted him not to do like 3 days before. I felt worse than because Star-Lord didn't feel bad at all. Of course, all of you MCU fans were like, no, there's a plan. And I said, no, there's not a plan. But anyway, it's a thumbs down. I say that with glee. I will never, ever watch this movie again. Here's a spoiler for the next episode, though I hope you watch. I will never, ever watch that movie again. And if the third one, which I haven't seen to be fair, is anything like 1 or 2, if I smell any caca, if there's a anywhere, I will never, ever watch that movie again. But for me, for the next doctor, for the executive consultant, I apologize. If you heard that we watched this movie and you decided to watch this movie because of us, I owe you some money or some time. I can't give you time and I ain't got no money. So I do offer our sincere apologies to you, but I thank you for watching tonight. Hopefully you will be with us for part 2. If you like pain, if you're into that type of thing, I don't judge you. It's 2024. You like what you like. Signing off. I'll see you.